This is Between the Brackets, a Mediawiki podcast, episode 40, August 6th, 2019. Welcome to Between the Brackets. I'm Yaron Koren, and my guest for this episode is Yotam HaCohen, co-founder and head of the Israeli consulting company OpenFox, which provides organizational knowledge solutions. Yotam co-founded the company with another guy, Matan Rotman, although he left a few months ago, so now Yotam is fully in charge. This is the first time I've had a Hebrew speaker on the podcast. I thought it would be strange to not talk to him in Hebrew at all. Maybe it's not that strange. But anyway, after the main interview is over, Yotam has agreed to talk a little bit in Hebrew with me, and I'll be releasing that as a separate mini-episode. So if you want to hear me talking in Hebrew, or Yotam for that matter, you can listen to that one. I promise we won't talk about anything technical and no politics either, so you're not missing out by not understanding what we're saying. This is just some bonus content. So anyway, Yotam, welcome to the program.
Hi.
Where are you located?
Right now we're in Mazkeret Batya. It's right near Tel Aviv in Israel.
Yeah. Is that where you live?
Yes. This is where we live, and our company is also located in.
Oh, okay. What is OpenFox?
OpenFox is organizational knowledge solution company. It is part of Dualog, which is a strategy consulting group, and we provide full knowledge solution, which means from the basis of knowledge consulting, and furthermore towards the characterization of the needed platform, and then we also build the solution for the customer. We're mainly focused on internal knowledge platforms, though we also do some open knowledge bases for the public. And our main platform is Mediawiki. Though later on we'll speak also about Fennec, which is mostly based on Mediawiki, but is quite a different distribution we maintain for this organization internal knowledge solution.
Right, yeah, I have some questions about Fennec too later on. So how did you personally get started with Mediawiki or the company?
So it's very surprising because I'm not software developer or engineer in my I didn't learn this in the university. Actually, I learned philosophy.
Oh wow!
And in 2014, with another guy, we founded together Dualog, which is a consulting firm, strategy consulting. We help other organizations rethink their strategy, and we do things that are really not digital. We're on the analog side of the universe. And in the first year, we didn't have a lot of clients. We didn't have a lot of work. We tried to get more projects inside Dualog, and I had a lot of time. And I was wondering whether we need to take our methodology and strategy thinking knowledge and to make our own knowledge base for our customers. And then at first I thought about building a weak site.
Oh, okay.
And then I tried, and it was very cumbersome. It wasn't fun.
Yeah.
So I switched to WordPress, and I managed to make our own brand website, but it also didn't fit our needs for the knowledge base platform. I also started thinking about building our own Mediawiki platform. I got some other developers to think it about, and then I started on my own with a free server that I found somewhere.
Right.
And I found out that it's quite simple. So first I just initiated our own Mediawiki platform, and then I started going into some front side issues like rebuilding the CSS for our knowledge base.
Right.
And it actually I found out it to be quite nice. Today it's the biggest and the most founded knowledge base about strategy in Israel, in Hebrew. It's called the Dualog Wiki. And a few months later, we got the first request for us to, can you please build me a website like yours?
Right.
So I said, I still have some time, and we had our first clients on the strategy side of the company. I didn't think the wiki is one of our products, but I said, I can do it. So we had our first wiki, and a couple of months we had another one, and another one, and in a few months I realized that I have another service in our company, which is mostly about technology and not about consulting.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So I hired my first developer into Dualog. At first it was completely together, those two services. He was really focused on the front end issues. So we've managed to do some front side developments, but it wasn't really, it didn't fit our new needs. We had greater needs as we build more platform for our clients. And then it reached some kind of an end to where I can go alone with my front-end developer.
Yeah.
This whole service was at first named Quickie.
Okay.
Quickie like Kwiki.
Right.
I had a friend who gave it this name, and it wasn't such a good name.
Yeah.
We at fall of 2016, I had Matan Rotman, which is a friend, on board with me, and our first project together was a project for the Ministry of Education, and we had our discussion on this project with the CEO of the ministry.
Yeah.
And she said, well, I don't think Wiki is such a good name.
Right. Okay.
So we started wondering and searching for another name. And then Matan, which is a very great fan of Josiah Berlin, which was a Jewish British philosopher.
Right.
And he had his work about the foxes and the hedgehogs.
Oh. Okay.
He claiming that he looked upon all the Russian writers, and he split them to hedgehogs and foxes, where the foxes were the one who know a lot of things.
Right.
But not a very deep understanding of those things, and the hedgehog, which knows only one thing, but he knows the thing very good.
Yeah.
And he argued like Tolstoy is a fox, and we said, well, we're not great web developers. as we were in 1916, but we understand organizations very well, and we understand technology quite good, and we can help organization to get over the gap between technology and organization, and therefore we went for the OpenFox name.
Yeah.
The open for the open source platforms we use, and the fox for the fox versus the hedgehog thinking that everything we do is somewhat foxy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really interesting, and Open Fox definitely is a better name than Open Hedgehog. So there's also that. That's really interesting. Yeah, that essay seems to. I think about that one from time to time too, in terms of the two different approaches to life and everything else. I'll have a link to that essay, and also I'll have a link to the Duolog wiki you mentioned before on the site for the podcast. By the way, if anyone wants to see those. So that's really interesting. So OpenFox is sort of a way to say that you guys you're what in the U.S. we would say jack of all trades, master of none. You do a little bit of everything.
Yeah. So, but this was the first days, and later on we found ourselves more and more hedgehogs of Mediawiki.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Mediawiki is a very surprising platform, and surprising because on the one side it looks somewhat old and not in line with contemporary design thinking, and
right.
And on the other hand, it's very flexible. It has amazing API and capabilities, and you can do almost everything with Mediawiki. And therefore, I sales discussions with our customers, I used to say that Mediawiki is like clay, which you have this on your table and it looks like nothing. And when you start to use it, then it gets the structure you want it to get. And it's quite different from other platforms which do mostly what they're intended to do and nothing else.
Right. Yeah.
And therefore, when you understand this platform, then you really know how to get it to really be relevant for the specific client and for the specific user, and to make it very simple. It doesn't look simple for the out of the box vector skin design, but we can really help the user find very fast what they need, and to make a very simple but deep structure of the organizational knowledge.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. I like that analogy. So, what year was that? When did you create OpenFox?
So the brand for OpenFox is only 2 years old with us, and later on we understood that we were working on Mediawiki, but our Mediawiki platform is from project to project. It's getting more and more features. That some of them are our own developments. Most of them are specific configurations for other people's extensions. And and Matan came up with the idea to name and to brand this distribution for Mediawiki as Fennec, which is an Israeli desert fox, which has a very long ears and is really capable of hearing from very long distance.
Oh wow! Okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah.
And he he argued that our platform and KMS, as the knowledge management systems, they really need to be not only to show the knowledge, but also to be able to catch and to listen for the right knowledge. And therefore, the fox with the long ears was the Fennec fox, was a very good brand under OpenFox.
Right.
And also the other thing about Fennec, all of our projects are built with our clients. So we had a very big project with the Israeli Society for Protecting the Nature, the SPNI of Israel.
Yeah.
And together with them, we built this concept of Fennec.
Oh, okay.
Which later on used other clients of us.
Yeah.
But also we have projects that are not with on the Fennec paradigm.
Oh, okay.
We work together with in Hebrew it's called Kol Zchut, and the translation will be Wiki Rights or All Rights.
Yeah.
Which is a very major platform in Israel for bringing the citizens their rights in terms of government regulations and everything they need from like the government and municipality. And it's also built on Mediawiki, and it's a giant platform which there are like I think 2 or 3 million entries a year for people searching for the specific rights.
Oh wow!
For sick people or elderly people or for social needs. Everything is out there, and also there is a team there that works together with government and agencies in order to always keep the knowledge updated. So we help them on the technical side.
Yeah.
And we also work and help out ways with their Wikipedia project, with also based on Mediawiki.
Oh wow!
So there's a lot of Mediawiki work out there.
Yeah.
And so.
Yeah, of the clients you mentioned, Waze is probably the one that people outside of Israel have heard of. That's the mapping service that was bought by Google a few years ago.
Yeah, and they have their own wiki for the map editor community.
Oh, okay.
It's a multilingual wiki because each community has its own very different conventions about how the local maps needs to look like. So it's also multilingual in order for everyone to find out the knowledge needed to edit the Waze maps, but also in order to bring their own local conventions about map editing. So there's a lot of.
Wow. Yeah, that's really neat. Those 3 projects you mentioned are all public wikis, it sounds like.
No, the SPNI wiki is a closed one. It's it's for the SPNI
right, the
stuff.
Yeah, the Nature Society.
SPNI stuff, yes. And so
Okay. So you do a mix of public and private installations?
Yeah. Yes, but the Fennec installation is mostly focused for the internal knowledge, like the SPNI one, and the public projects each of them is very different and different needs.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's really cool. I want to ask about Fennec. What's contained in there besides Mediawiki, of course? I mean, you don't have to give a whole list, but just in general.
No, but I'll speak about the philosophy behind Fennec, and I think it describe most of the features.
Yeah.
What Tan understood when he came inside OpenFox was that we need to have a very great leap forward in terms of user experience. Users today are not they need a very good feel of the platform, and that Mediawiki on the skins we knew back then didn't give this needed user experience. So first of all, we Fennec is, and the Fennec skin is moving forward in terms of user experience, less user options like too many links on the interface, and the users gets just what he need in the interface, and therefore he feels more safe inside.
Right.
He doesn't feel like he can rack everything because you don't he clicked the wrong link.
Yeah. Okay.
And of course we always tell him, well, everything in Mediawiki is reversible, but it doesn't make him safe unless he feels safe in the interface. And so user experience is one thing. The other thing is always finding the right balance between flexibility for users to upload their own specific knowledge, however it looks like, and standardization means of creating site-wide or organizational-wide metadata structure. So we also always try to find the specific needs or the knowledge of the organization to derive from it the metadata part, or we can call it the semantics and taxonomy of the knowledge of this organization. And then we create page templates based on the page forms extension that contain both on the one side the structured knowledge, and on the other side a more open place to write down the more free text open ideas. And for each organization, we understand the specific balance between the standardized knowledge and the more open free text knowledge.
Cool.
And also sometimes we create many different kinds of knowledge items, templates, and we created some front side ability to very quickly create your own new knowledge item on the right template you need right now.
Oh, okay.
And another very important separation is between the knowledge items themselves and the navigation pages, which are always also structured but in a very different manner. So what we do is we sit down with the organization, we understand their specific needs. Mostly we eat the issue on very small bites. So we start with the most painful issue, or where we can prove the most fast ROI in the organization, and then we model it, and we create a visual mock-up of how it should look like, and we get many comments from the users, and then we build these templates, and we try to make very fast successes on the side, and then the user is very happy with what he gets, and we can move forward to more complex or organizational wide other challenges.
Right. In the U.S. business world, that's called quick wins, I guess, or sometimes people, I guess, maybe sort of low hanging fruit. But I don't know. But
Mm-hmm.
that makes a lot of sense. So um, the idea is you start working on a project and you want their users to be able to use it as soon as possible.
Yes,
Use something.
On the projects, like the project I mentioned before, for about the Ministry of Education, we've set up the entire project in 3 months, which is like in governmental time thinking, it's like a miracle. Nothing. 3 months is like a moment. They never thought we can do anything like this. And we had a really fast MVP there, and it was a very great success. And it's all based on first. Everyone talks today about agile software development, but it's very difficult to create agile contracts with your clients, because the clients always want their project in fixed price. And if you want it in fixed price, then you first create a plan of everything that's going to be carried out.
Right.
And we need to create a very good sense of trust between us and the client in order to say, this is the wide scope of what we're going to do. We don't understand everything that's going to be carried out.
Yeah. You're not going to pretend that you can guess, down to the hour how much it's going to take and all that kind of thing.
Right. And we're together on this project. We'll do everything needed to make it work. And also on the other side, the customer gets a very powerful platform, which he pays only for very different parts in it because it's open source.
Right.
And so we manage out the projects, the project's financial scope in a way that the clients can say, okay, I understand. I know that there is a risk in here. I don't know exactly what I'm going to get, but I know you guys, and I saw other projects where you were involved in, and I think we can do it together.
Yeah. Yeah, and it works. People believe you.
It mostly works.
Yeah.
It in order to really work, it needs a very strong client.
Right.
We need someone on the organizational side that really wants this project to succeed. And when we have this, the person which is their thinking knowledge and breathing knowledge, and he really wants this platform to work, then we can really fast create these quick wins. And when there's no one on the other side, it's very complex, because we also need to make everything on the client side to work, and much more complicated.
Yeah, you're saying if everyone on the other side needs approval or feels like they need approval, and it keeps going up the chain of command, and no one was willing to just agree to something that's not 100%.
Yes, and when there is someone there, it needs to be only one person which is really into it, and he's like the project manager on their side, and it's mostly works like really, really amazing.
Yeah. I want to ask about something sort of related to that, which is Fennec and the concept of marketing. I mean, I looked at your website. As far as I can tell, the word Mediawiki doesn't appear there, nor does the word wiki.
Okay, actually, our website is really not updated.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I wasn't sure if there was...
No, but it's a great question, because right now we have more projects than we can really sustain. So
Wow.
I'm also on the other side of Dualog, which is a consultancy group, and we really have a lot of work, and we have our developer, which is working a lot of hours on our project. We don't have real needs right now for more very big projects.
Okay.
So I'm not like our website is really not updated, and there's nothing there. We should go up with the Fennec website. Right now, there's nothing in Fennec website, and there's only one page, I think, in the OpenFox website describing Fennec in very large and
yeah. Okay.
So, but we're from the moment Matan Liu, we're trying to understand what the next step for the company. And
yeah.
One of them should be maybe finding a product manager or someone to go inside and bring more capabilities for the company to get more customers, and then we'll also need to work on the brand side of the company.
Yeah. Well, okay, but you may be able to answer this question anyway, even though you haven't needed really to think about marketing and so forth. But there is a certain trend that I see of consulting companies who do Mediawiki work but have their own product. In your case, Fennec, or a lot of people have have their own product.
Like Blue Spice or like
right, yeah. Blue Spice is maybe the first example, or maybe the biggest, but there are a bunch of others at this point. Yeah. So I mean, having your own name can be useful for marketing purposes. I think especially because when people hear the word Mediawiki or wiki, they have a certain set of expectations about what the software will look like, which, as you pointed out, is not accurate. If you're using all this, custom skins and all these extensions and all that, I just wonder, when you tell clients that it's a Mediawiki solution, is that a selling point? This is the software that powers some of the biggest websites in the world and that kind of thing, or do you have to say, it sounds bad, but it's actually very good, or does it not really matter one way or the other?
Actually, I use both of them.
Oh, okay.
On the one hand, there are two issues. First, it's Mediawiki as a platform, and Mediawiki as an open source platform. And at first, I say it's not that you're buying right now a software that if I will not update, then will never be updated, and
right.
And like in 3, 4, 5, 10 years, you'll find yourself with a platform that no one else in the world knows how to get inside, and then you're trapped. And either you will pay me for the rest of my life, or that you will need to start everything over. So saying that Mediawiki is an open source solution is a selling point. And also having this very extensive API, and I say, well, you can really get everything out of this platform, and you don't need to stick with it forever. It's a very good selling point for Mediawiki, and also saying that it's a very robust and secure system. It's a good selling point. Sometimes I ask them, well, do you know the last time Wikipedia was down?
Right.
And of course, no one knows, because I don't know. And it's very cloud-wise. Like today, everything goes to the cloud, and Mediawiki is built for the cloud.
Right.
Because it was built for this very vast use of users in Wikipedia. And so it's a very good selling point. On the other hand, people who know technology better, then they sometimes they ask, is it really sustained? If there is a very wide developer community, and unfortunately, there's no really wide developer community for Mediawiki, so I need to say, not really.
Wow.
But the platform itself is moving forward. Sometimes not quickly as I would want it to move forward, but there is work done, and you're not going to be stuck like 10 years behind.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So there is a chance that the word Mediawiki will end up on your website at some point.
Actually, in the new website for Fennec and for OpenFox, it was the first on the homepage.
Yeah.
But from the moment that Matan left, and I really don't have the time to work this out. So.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Exactly.
I wanted to ask one other semi-technical question. You relating to something you said before. You talked about how the skin you created. By the way, is the skin open source, or is that your own proprietary thing?
So you're touching a very painful issue because everything we do is open source, and we want the community to be happy with and to contribute for the community, which we really use a lot of things that other people do. Sometimes we're better in it. I think in the last year we were much better than we've been before. The main reason not to put our own developments and features out for the community is that they're not as good as we want them to be.
Yeah. Okay.
And we always said when we'll reach the standard we want, then we'll get it on GitHub and everyone will get it. But like I mentioned the Fennec skin before, we had a bunch of developers working on it in the first place, and we really were not very much happy with the work they were doing on it, and there's still pieces of code that we don't like there.
Yeah.
So, okay. So I don't want to bring the community stuff which is not very good. But on the other hand, I really want us to upload our latest development on the search extension. I hope in the like 3 or 4 months from now it will be up. We created.
Oh yeah, I want to ask about that. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, we created an advanced search extension which uses both the cargo structured data on the one hand, and the Elasticsearch Cirrus search extension on the other hand, and creates an integration which is very very flexible. Like you can create your own filter with the specific cargo fields you need, and we had a lot of thinking about the user experience, and and on the other hand, it's very easy to create your own result templates. So you get like the image from the item and the specific structured data inside the result template. And like everyone today looks in in the big like TripAdvisor websites or Amazon or everything else. So we want it to be in this standard on our website. So it's and it's React built on the front side.
Oh, cool.
It's really a cool extension. Right now it works only on the SPNI internal wiki, so you cannot see it in work.
Oh, okay.
But I hope it's really built on our philosophy of how flexible our extension needs to be, and I hope we can bring it to the community in a couple of months from now.
That sounds really cool. Yeah. I'd love to see it. And I'm happy to try to help out if necessary. Yeah. Cargo provides something like that already in the special drill down page. I mean, you can add in text search in general, but that's a pretty specific thing, and I think
it's a very specific thing, and it does not replace the Mediawiki search page.
Yeah.
And what we are doing is really replacing the page with a very simple but robust and extensive search.
Yeah.
And if the drill down brings everything out there in the cargo tables, then we need in our page only the selected fields, and we can also rename them for the needs of the search page.
Ah, interesting.
So it's really, really flexible in order to create the on the one hand, the most extensive and robust search, and on the other hand, a very simple and user-friendly experience.
Yeah. No, I think I completely understand what you're talking about, and I'm definitely looking forward to that. Yeah. This whole thing got started when I was going to ask something very specific about the skin. I just wanted to ask you mentioned that the skin hides certain things from the user. I just wanted to get some to hear more specifically what it is that you're hiding. I mean, like the history page. Does it get as far as that? The stuff that you keep away from regular users.
Okay. So actually, the history is not hidden. On our roadmap for developments, we want to change the history page a little bit in order to make it more friendly.
Oh, okay.
But the user does want to see his ability to revert changes, and therefore it's needed there. But we changed the editing link in order to first hide the code editing ability from most of the users.
Okay, so they
not relevant for them.
Right. So they only see the form, or they don't even see that.
They don't see form; they just see the pencil for editing.
Right.
And on non-structured pages, the same link will bring them to the visual editor editing interface.
Oh, okay.
And like all those pages linked here and other stuff were not shown anymore.
Yeah. Okay.
And we created a sidebar, a very thin sidebar for the actions, and very thin navbar on the top. It contains search and very few links. And what we built is on every page we have the metadata, which is shown on the right or the left sidebar, and the main content is narrowed down from the white screen. So we had a more readable main content place, and so the users get a clean and very focused view of the content he looks for.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, yeah. It sounds not totally different from some of the responsive. There are some responsive skins.
No,
that exist
I know
out there
we've used them extensively in our first projects, like the foundation-based one. What is it called? The which works with the wiki on many new wikis.
Right. Is it timeless or is that something else? I can't remember now.
No,
Anyway.
timeless is also nice. It's also responsive, but it's not timeless.
Yeah.
There are two main skins we were using before. The first one is the foundation-based one. I'll remember in a moment its name, and the other one is the bootstrap-based one. It's called Twiki.
Oh, you're right. Okay. Yeah.
We had a couple of projects built in the Twiki skin. Also, the one for the Ministry of Education is built on Twiki. And the major improvements are not only on the layout of the skin, but also in a lot of front side code, which makes like we have in the action sidebar, we had create new page link for a modal which lets the user to select the item template which he wants and name the page he wants to create, and very quickly create a new page. The Mediawiki out of the box doesn't support creating new pages.
Right. Yeah. Right.
It tries to hide the ability to create new pages.
Yeah.
And it really works good with the use for Wikipedia, which doesn't want users to create a page on every issue.
Right.
But it doesn't fit the organization needs to create very fast new items for their new needs.
Yeah.
So the first link in the sidebar is the create new page link, and there's the link for the more options page we created to replace the special pages, like very narrowed down special pages with the relevant information the user needs to get.
Yeah. Yeah.
So everything needs to be more simplified in order to the users to feel more safe and a more friendly environment.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Sure. It makes sense. I wanna switch topics and ask a question that's kind of somewhat personal for me. As some people know, I grew up in Israel until the age of 9. I think everybody who had that kind of big life experience, big life change at an early age, wonders to some extent what their life would be like if that hadn't happened. So actually, in my case, I get a lot of comfort from knowing that there are people in Israel like you who are using my software, which makes me think that there's a chance I could be doing something similar to what I'm doing now, even if I had stayed. So my question is, do you think there's something in the Israeli or maybe the Jewish mentality that gravitates toward using wikis?
Actually, it's the other way around. Israel is a WordPress empire.
Okay.
And we really want other people to hear what we have to say, and we don't want other people to interact with what we're saying.
I see.
So WordPress is great for this. And when I started getting interested in Mediawiki, I found out that there are a couple of Mediawiki cultures around the world, like Germany.
That's definitely true. Yeah.
And India.
Right.
And I had once I wanted to write about the connection between the German love for Mediawiki and the German football, the soccer culture, which is like compared to the Brazilian one, it's more group wise, and it's so
right.
Israelis, they're not thinking Mediawiki out of the box.
Okay.
And therefore we're quite alone here in Israel in our as the Mediawiki fans. It's good for us on the business side.
Yeah.
It's complicated because no one really understands what we are doing until we're doing it.
Right.
So this is Israelis. Israelis and Jewish culture doesn't always are the same thing, and I think the Jews do like they live in a more complex abilities. On the one hand, to be like, I want everyone to hear what I have to say, the CMS WordPress paradigm.
Right.
But on the other hand, they had these very extensive knowledge projects like the Gemara, the Talmud, which everyone speaks together, and later on they're editing together this amazing text.
Sure.
To be more coherent. It's not really coherent, but more coherent text.
Yeah. No. It's right.
So I always thought about it as a wiki project.
Right.
So maybe down there in the Jewish soul, there's something more wiki-wise, but I don't really know.
Yeah. Okay.
On the other hand, Israel is very there is a very strong Wikipedia community in Israel.
Right, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
But it doesn't connect with Mediawiki.
Okay.
It's about we're going to quite alone. It's very strong, very small group. They're in Israel. They're really notorious for their very violent editing culture.
Yeah.
And like no one really gets near Wikipedia because they know that everything will be deleted.
Oh, you're gonna get reverted. Yeah. Right.
Yes. And so I think there's this very strong community of Wikipedians, but it's also on the paradigm of I know what's true for everyone else.
Right.
And not like a very co-editing and like joint forces for creating a more deep and wider knowledge. More like we have our own rules, and you're not going with our own rules, then you'll be reverted.
Yeah. Okay. They don't view it as an opportunity for collaboration. It's a battlefield, I guess. Yeah, that's interesting. I was thinking about this. There's a story from the 1800s. I don't know if it's true or not, but it goes that there were one or more editions of Shakespeare plays that were translated into Yiddish, and when they were published, on the cover, the inscription said "Übergesetzt und verbessert," which means translated and improved.
Mm-hmm.
So
it sounds familiar.
Okay, yeah. So it's it's that kind of mentality of I can do better than this guy. Who's this guy? Who's the big authority or something? That maybe lends itself to using wikis, but on the other hand, if you can just publish what you want to say without fear of anyone else getting in and changing it. Maybe that's more appealing.
Yeah.
So are you really pretty much the only Mediawiki consulting company in Israel?
I think, yes, we are the only one. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I've talked to people, this was a long time ago. I've talked to other people who do Mediawiki.
There are other Mediawiki developers in Israel.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, and of course there's some Wikimedia Foundation employees in Israel, as far as I know. Right.
The Wikimedia Foundation employees, most of them are not developers. I know them. We sometimes work together, but they're not. The major technological project they're working on is regarding the Wikidata project, and not like in developing it, but rather in allowing the public to use it.
Yeah.
And so they're doing other things. There are a couple of Mediawiki developers in Israel, and we made this, we gathered this meetup about Mediawiki developers developing in order to help others come inside this amazing world. But not a lot of developers were coming, and some of the first generations of Mediawiki developers did come to our meetup.
Oh, okay.
But it's not very appealing environment nowadays in Israel. You know, everyone speaks about startups and
right,
and machine learning and it's not
okay,
media,
I get it.
It's not Mediawiki.
Right. Okay.
And cybersecurity and
right.
Developers that do not come to like these very complex issues of organizational data and
yeah,
not very appealing.
Yeah, it's not the hot. It's not sexy, I guess, or something. I don't know. Are you guys hiring, by the way?
Right now, we're not hiring. We have an amazing developer which have enough work right now, and we're not planning a very big scale up right now.
Yeah, okay.
But maybe in a couple of months we will. There are many tremendous and many very important new strategic directions we're thinking to go in. Maybe we'll have like more stuff in the management part of OpenFOC that will later on bring on more engineers inside. Right now we're not hiring.
Yeah. All right. So I mentioned at the beginning your co-founder Matan Rotman, who left. What's he doing now?
Actually, I'm joking that Matan was one of our clients bought Matan after we tried to sell them our platform.
Ah, okay.
And this client is the global Deloitte consulting firm, and their knowledge consulting and knowledge solution center is based in Israel.
Oh, okay.
And they really, we met with them, and we had a very good, we understood that we think alike on knowledge issues, and then they asked Matan to join their team.
Man.
And right now he's in Arizona working for a local, I think, government or a very big corporate based there, working out their knowledge. And He's doing very interesting things.
Wow.
We're still consulting him, and I think he'll gain very interesting experience out there.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do things later on.
Okay. Yeah. So I don't understand. You were trying to get Deloitte to use your software or Mediawiki, or you wanted to implement it for them for some specific task?
We wanted to this knowledge consulting center. We wanted them to think of our Fennec product as one of the products they're using. Right now they're using SharePoint and they're using other platforms, and we argued that we have many pros on other platforms that for specific projects will be better than using the more robust and very heavy known platforms.
Right. I guess that did. That didn't convince them.
No, actually, they were very interested, but as I said before, we really right now, and especially after Matan left, we have too many projects right now. So
okay.
Maybe it will be like later on. We can do it, but right now.
Yeah.
No.
Right. But that gets into something I've always wondered about, which is, could one of these large, multinational multi-billion-dollar consulting companies end up embracing Mediawiki and making that one of their solutions? I mean, do you see any chance that could ever happen? Well, not ever, but anytime soon.
So actually, I think it can happen, but Mediawiki needs to be really adjusted for their needs and not to be like this out of the box installation. And the CAA has its own wiki, which holds a lot of information about everything the CAA knows.
Right.
And I think it's not less complex or has less knowledge than those very extensive firms you described. So I think it can be a very good solution, but right now it's not appealing. They think the more organizational focused platforms are better for their use. Most of the corporates we work with really hate their own platforms.
Yeah, okay.
Don't like them. They're not very useful. They're very heavy. You don't find what you need, and so I think there is a case for Mediawiki, not as it looks right now, not as it feels right now. And the very small issues that make it not friendly for the normal organizational user. But on the back end, I think it's really it holds most of what organizations need. And also, it's very, very simple to connect it to others. Also, though the integration, no one, there's no like on the shelf real good integrations with Mediawiki, but you can really easily do it. So nowadays, when everything is about integration, to integrate it with the internal social platform or to get knowledge out to other platforms that they're working with. So simple, so easy, so straightforward that I think it's amazing platform to the needs of those organizations. We need to prove that it's possible. It's about us.
Yeah, us meaning All
As
Mediawiki.
the Mediawiki, the developer community, and the
Right.
Mediawiki consulting and integrator community, it mostly doesn't think about itself as a community at all.
Sure. Yeah. Well, maybe it'll be Fennec. That's the name of the solution that gets embraced by one of these large companies.
Maybe I don't know. We'll see out in the years to come.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. Yeah, it was great talking to you, Yotam, and we'll have a little bit of a talk after this, but in Hebrew. But thank you for coming on the podcast.
Thank you for all the amazing things you do for Mediawiki. I don't think we could have done most of the things we were doing without the very specific features you were working for on the last years. So thank you for hosting this podcast, but also for everything you do for us, everyone out there.
Well, that's great to hear. Thank you very much. And this has been another episode of Between the Brackets. I want to again thank my guest, Yotam HaCohen of Open Fox. There's also the short Hebrew-only episode if you're interested in that. In any case, thanks to all of you for listening. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you next time.